We're coming on the air with breaking news.
Well, Azriel Clary, she was one of
Azriel Clary.
Azriel Clary.
She's redefining the word survivor.
Looked upon the good. I loved you way more than I should, and I don't treat you like I could, 'cause two wrongs don't make a right. I had to get you out my sight. How did one night turn into my life? Heart broke free. I'm loving and living from here. You wasn't written in my destiny. Telling me I'm what you need, but baby, what about me? You hate to see me, a queen that blossomed from the heart, taking steps they wish they could, doing everything I said I would. They hate the ones misunderstood, but two wrongs they don't make a right. I can't live with all that spite. Had to leave before I lost my light. Heart broke free. I'm loving and living from here. It wasn't written in my destiny. Telling me I'm what you need, but baby, what about me? Heart broke free. Loving and living from here. It wasn't written in my destiny. Telling me I'm what you need, baby, what about me?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up? I told y'all. Shout out to everyone that contributed to getting these transcripts. It is time, y'all. All the talk, y'all won't read the cross-examination. Well, guess what? We about to read it. We about to see what the defense was so happy about. Okay? If everybody in here would please hit that like button, We about to get it in. So I am going to be on from 7 to about 8:30. WhitneyD's coming on at 8:30. So y'all can go from here, go straight to WhitneyD. And then my sister Diva has her live scheduled for later on tonight. I believe it said 11:45 later on tonight. So, hey. We gonna get it in, y'all. So the way they have this thing set up, y'all, there are a lot of redactions. So I didn't download every single page. I downloaded a few, just so y'all could visually see that I do have the actual ones. You know what I'm saying? With the exact date on it and all that kind of stuff. Just for that, with my watermark on it. I already see that other bloggers are stealing people's stuff with watermarks on them. I don't understand that, but okay. So yeah, y'all, please hit the like button. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started, y'all. Let's get this started. So The very first thing here, as you can see, let me get myself out the way. All right, so as you can see here, so this was United States District Court, Eastern District of New York. As you see, it is dated for August the 24th, 9:30. This is the redacted transcript of trial before the Honorable Ann M. Donnelly, United States District Judge, and a jury. Appearances: Jacqueline M. Kasulis. Y'all know all the lawyers is there. Y'all know all the defendants and the court reporter. Okay? Y'all know all of that. So now, that's what we're gonna do, y'all. We're gonna make this real simple. We just gonna breeze through this right quick. So when I tell y'all a lot of pages are redacted, and if you don't understand what I'm meaning by saying redacted, let me show you real quick. Hold on. So let me save this. 68-197, 68-197. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about when I say redacted. 68-197. Let me download it here. 68-197. Okay, y'all. Look at this. This is what it is a lot of in here. So as y'all can see, this is what you call a redacted page. There are a lot of pages like this in here. Okay? For me to download a whole bunch of these is a waste of my time and yours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read straight from the pages that actually have writing on them. It's about 200 pages, so we're going to be doing this for a couple of days. Thank you, Chanel Lewis. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, finally, you made it live. Thank you, Michelle Ryder. All right, y'all. I would shout everybody out, but I know y'all want me to get straight to the point. Thank you, April Showers. I will get yours to you here in one moment. I appreciate you. Anybody else I said I will send it to, it will be on the way as soon as I get out of here. But after here, it's going to be WhitneyD. She's going on at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, y'all. Right after I get off, WhitneyD is coming on, followed by Diva. Okay? So, just so y'all see, there's a lot of these pages. This is why we had to wait so long, because they was redacting the heck out of this. Okay? Yes. Anybody who donated, I'm going to send it to you. I promise you, you're going to get it. As soon as I get off here, I'm sending it. Karen J, I'm sending it straight to you. April Showers, everybody, Take R. Kelly, everybody, you're going to get your copy today. As soon as I get off here. All right. Robert Keller probably sending some of y'all copies right now. All right. Here we go, y'all. So let's get into this. Let me get past these redaction pages. Okay, here's one. So I'm starting just for WhitneyD and Diva purposes. This starts at 1006. This starts at page 1006. Okay? Now, so here we go. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Yes, y'all can. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go, y'all. So, starting, I'm on 1007. So, the judge says, so I just want to make sure. Does the defense, do you guys have binders of the exhibits? Yes. Does the defense, do you guys have binders of the exhibits? Yes. Mr. Canick says, we printed them. The judge says, right. But you provided me with these binders. Does the defense have that? Mr. Canick said, no, we don't have that binder. We generally get it in most trials, but we don't have it. The judge said, well, I just want to make sure that you have the exhibits for the particular witness so we don't have to take a pause. Do you have the exhibits for this witness? Ms. Geddes said, last night I advised the defense counsel. I advised Mr. The judge said, that's all right. Ms. Geddes said, last night I advised Mr. Farinella of the particular exhibits that I was using. Hold on. Okay. Make sure you have the particular. Boom, boom. Okay, witness. I was using with the witness, so they don't have the. They know the particular exhibits that we're going to use, and they have electronic copies of everything. And I think there's only 4 or 5 exhibits. The judge said, all right. Ms. Geddes said, and of course we have the defense electronic copies in every single exhibit that we're using in this trial. Then the judge said, well, I take it it's the 3500 material and the discovery as well. Ms. Geddes said, and it's also provided in discovery. The judge said, all right. Ms. Geddes said, Your Honor, and may we approach briefly whenever you're ready. She said, sure. And this is the point when it is a whole bunch of redactions. I'm talking about pages of it. Okay? Yeah, this guy. Okay, y'all. I think I'm back. We back. If I'm back, I want y'all to put a thumbs up in the chat. Put a thumbs up if we back. Put a thumbs up if we back. I should be back. Put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up if we back, y'all. Put a thumbs up. Okay, Chanel Lewis, we back. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it's okay. We back. All right. Let's get back to this. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs up. Great. Okay, here we go. So, the witness says, the court says, all right, we're going to be in recess for, I know you all want some time to talk to Mr. Kelly. Then Mr. Canick says, yes. Then the judge says, you need some time to talk to your witness. We'll start in about at 10, about 5 minutes past 10. Mr. Canick said, thank you, Your Honor. Then the judge said, Mr. Canick, would you like that sidebar sealed? Mr. Canick said, yes, Your Honor. Recess taken. So it was the defense that wanted this part sealed, y'all. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right, we back? Okay, good. I'm glad y'all back. Okay, so let's go ahead and get through another whole bunch of sealed pages. All right, here we go, y'all. All right, the judge comes back. She says, all right, I think we're ready for the witness. The judge says, I want to clarify. I think it's the case that this witness I am referred to as Jane and nothing else. Am I correct about that? Ms. Geddes says, that's correct, Your Honor. For this trial, she has been called as Jane, and she will not be referred to in any other manner in this case. Then the judge says, okay, great. Let's get the witness. Miss Blake Becker says, Judge, I apologize. Maybe we can approach. Then the judge says, do we need the court reporter? Miss Blank Becker says, yes. Okay. Then everything she said, she wanted redacted. Okay, so they redacted and sealed all the stuff she said. All right. Then they came back. Then the judge says, okay, let's get the witness. Ms. Blank Becker says, Judge, can that be sealed, that conversation? The judge says it already is. The witness presumes to the stand. Then the judge calls, all right, let's let the jury in, please. The jury enters. Then the judge says, all right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first apologize for the delay. It's nobody's fault. Sometimes we have matters that we have to discuss, and I think it's easier to do without you in the room rather than having you wait while we hammer things out at the side. Hold on, y'all. Okay. While we hammer things out on the side. So that's the reason but we are ready to continue with the direct examination. Okay, so we're still on direct examination. Go ahead. So Ms. Geddes says, may I proceed, Your Honor? The court says yes. Then the court says the witness is reminded she's still under oath. Okay? So here we go. So Azriel says, thank you. The witness Jane is previously sworn resumes. Okay. So this is still on the direct examination. So the lawyer says, So this is still the government talking to Azriel, y'all, just so y'all know exactly where we at. Okay? All right, here we go. The lawyer says, yesterday, you testified about some of the defendant's assistants who helped out with his female guest, including yourself. Is that correct? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, can you describe some of the matters in which some of the defendants' female or assistants who assisted his female guest would do? Azriel said, they would basically, well, everything was at his discretion. But for the most part, anytime we needed food or toiletries, or we just couldn't get in touch with the defendant, you would reach out to them. And then the lawyer said, and when you say that it was at his discretion, what do you mean? Azriel said, meaning that he would tell us when we could text him, meaning that he would tell us when we could text him and when we could not. The only time we couldn't is when there was, the only time that we couldn't. The only time we couldn't, not could, but couldn't, is when there was an emergency. We couldn't get in touch with him. Okay? The lawyer said, I'm sorry, when you say the only time we couldn't, with the ENT, what did you mean by that? Azriel said, meaning if it was an emergency and we could not get in touch with him, meaning he hasn't answered his phones. Okay? Then the lawyer said, and what would happen in that event? What would you do then? Azriel said, I would just say, can you please get in touch with Mr. Kelly? Then the lawyer said, and would you then reach out to his assistants? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, I want to make sure I understand. When you said the only time you would do a certain thing, what were you describing? Azriel said, just in case it was, like an emergency, like, let's say, as an example, if my cycle came on and I needed tampons, or I needed to get in touch with him about something very important and he wasn't answering his phone. The lawyer said, and what would you do in that event? Azriel said, I would say, can you let Mr. Kelly know or to check his phones? The lawyer said, and if it wasn't an emergency, what contact would you have with the defendant's assistants? Azriel said, none. The lawyer said, and untimely, who paid those assistants? Azriel said, the defendant. The lawyer said, and who was ultimately in charge of them? Azriel said, the defendant. The lawyer said, yesterday you testified about a video. Yesterday you testified about a video that you made. And this was one where you testified about eating feces. Is that correct? Azriel said correct. Then the lawyer said, and you testified that when you showed it to the defendant, he wasn't satisfied with it. Then the lawyer said, correct. I'm sorry, Azriel said correct. Then the lawyer said, where were you when you showed it to the defendant? Azriel said he was actually in the studio and he had taken it with him and he had come back and he had said that he had watched it and that I wasn't into it enough and that I would have to redo it. Not at that moment, because it had been an hour after and I had already changed and cleaned up. But he did express that I would have to do it again. We just never got around to it. The lawyer said, and was there another time when the defendant asked you to do it? Azriel said he did not, and I did not remind him. The lawyer said, and just to be clear, when you said that he took it and looked at it, what were you referring to? Azriel said, the video. The lawyer said, you testified yesterday about video recordings that the defendant made using his iPad. Can you explain the time, just the frequency at which the defendant made those videos when you were 17? Azriel said, I was very frequent. The lawyer said, and can you explain when the defendant would make a video and then he would not make a video of the times where you engaged in sexual contact with the defendant? Azriel said, for the most part, anytime that we were going to a hotel or on a tour bus, he would make sure that he had his backpacks with him. However, the only times that he really would not record is maybe if it were after basketball or if we were in the studio at his that his legal could pay for. Like moments that were very quick, like inside the studio, booths, like he really wouldn't record those times. Then the lawyer said, and on other occasions, was he regularly recording you engaging in sexual activity with the defendant? Azriel said, yes, he was. The lawyer said, did you ever, or was there ever an occasion where the defendant showed you videos that he made of you, including when you were 17 years old? We're 17 years or later. Azriel said, yes, there was. The lawyer said, can you describe that? Azriel said, I do recall a few years later, he had shown me a video of me when I was 17 because I recall I had the same exact hairstyle that I had when I met him at the show, and he has said, you know, look at how tiny you used to be. Mr. Cannon said, objection. The judge said, are these the defendant's statements? The lawyer said, yes. Mr. Cannon said, it's not responsive. The judge said, overruled. And turn on your microphone. I don't want to miss an objection if you make it. Mr. Cannon said, thank you. The lawyer said, I'm sorry. Can you describe what the defendant said when he was showing you a video? Azriel said, he was basically gloating and complimenting how small I used to be. The lawyer said, and when you saw the video, when did you, how old were you? I'm sorry, withdrawn. When you saw the video, how old were you? How old did you think you were in the video itself? Azriel said, oh, I know. I was 17 because my parents had paid for that hairstyle before I had met him. The lawyer said, and I think you said that it was a hairstyle that you were, that you wore close in that time to the show? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, what was the time when you first met the defendant? The lawyer said, was that the show where you first met the defendant? Azriel said, yes, it was. The lawyer said, when, if ever, did the defendant ask you to make a video recording of you saying something negative about yourself? Azriel said, there were a few times where the defendant would do so after chastising. The lawyer said, can you describe the videos that the defendant told you to make? Azriel said, yes, usually after he would chastise me. In the midst of me still crying, he would usually record me and he would tell me to walk back and forth and say that I was stupid and that I was dumb and that I was sorry, Daddy. This dude. Then the lawyer said, and on how many occasions did the defendant tell you to make such videos as that? Azriel said, it was not that he would make me make videos like that. It was usually after chastising. If he was turned on in that moment, he would personally pull out. Mr. Cannon said, objection. The judge said, overruled. Azriel said, an iPad and recorded himself. The lawyer said, and whose idea was it for you to say what you were saying on the video? Azriel said, the defendant. Ms. Geddes said, one moment. There was a pause. The lawyer said, without saying who, were you aware of whether the defendant asked other women to make similar videos? Azriel said, yes, I was. The lawyer said, and how did you become aware of that? Azriel said, the defendant would show me other videos of women also crying and saying very similar things about themselves. This dude is a freaking... Y'all, when they was talking about a freaking cult, that's exactly what he was doing. The lawyer said, I'm showing what's in evidence as Government Exhibit 76. Was that one of the women who you saw in a video saying something negative about herself? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, over the course of your 5 years with the defendant, what, if any, restrictions did he put on your having contact with members of your family? Azriel said, eventually, I could not talk to them at all because they just would want to know of my well-being. Hold on, let me read this right. Azriel said, eventually, I could not talk to them at all because they would want to know of my well-being, which was something that he really did not want me to disclose. The lawyer said, what, if anything, did the defendant advise you to share with your family? Azriel said, he only told me to talk to them about how I had been and things pertaining to like nails, hair, the city that we were in. However, any personal questions pertaining to like abuse or other girlfriends, he would tell me to hang up immediately. The lawyer said, and are you referring to personal questions about abuse and other girlfriends of the defendants? Azriel said, yes. Then the lawyer said, when did you speak with your family? Where was the defendant? When you did speak with your family, where was the defendant? Azriel said, he was usually present. The lawyer said, and did you also communicate by text message with your family members? Azriel said, yes, I did. The lawyer said, when you sent those text messages, where was the defendant? Azriel said, the defendant would tell me exactly what to say. The lawyer said, and when the defendant wasn't around, would you call and text message your parents? She said, no, only if he had me to. Can we get a few more likes, y'all? Please, please, please. We got 94 in the chat and 66 likes. I definitely would like y'all to like this video. Y'all did such an excellent job the last video. I want to thank you for that. But this is what everybody has been waiting for. Everybody keeps saying, why won't y'all read what the direct cross-examination is? We are reading it now. So if y'all want to push this information out to the masses, I need y'all to please hit that like for me. Okay? I promise you it's free too. Hit the like. Hit the like. Okay? Thank you. All right. The lawyer said, why wouldn't you do that without the defendant? Azriel said, because I would have gotten in trouble for doing so. The lawyer said, what, if anything, did the defendant do or say that made you think that the defendant would find out about that? Azriel said, usually he would basically talk badly about all of our parents. And we were never, okay, and if we were not angry enough, he would then get upset and say that we were not loyal to him and make us feel bad. So this dude did brainwash these girls. He did brainwash them. The lawyer said, was there anything that the defendant did that made you think that he would find out if you violated one of his rules and reached out to your family? Azriel said yes. The lawyer said, what did he say? Azriel said he had expressed that he had engineers who knew how to get inside the phones and go into the cloud and see who we have been talking to. The lawyer said, now to your knowledge, did the defendant ever do that, or did the defendant's engineers ever do that? Azriel said, I don't know. The lawyer said, when you say the defendant had engineers, what do you mean by engineers? Azriel said his studio engineers. They did a lot of stuff pertaining to like his gadgets and stuff along with his like studio time. The lawyer said, when you say gadgets, what are you referring to? Azriel said his like iPads and phones and stuff. The lawyer said, did you learn the names of the defendant's engineers? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, what are their names? Azriel said, Ian and Abel. The lawyer said, how did you learn their names? Azriel said, from the defendant. The lawyer said, were you introduced to either Ian or Abel? Azriel said, never. The lawyer said, were you in Ian or Abel's presence? Azriel said, yes. I had been in their presence a few times. The lawyer said, I'm showing the witness what's been marked as identification as Government Exhibit 49. She said, what is shown in 49? Can we hit the like button, y'all? Can we hit the like button, please? That would be awesome. Thank you very much. Azriel said, that is one of his engineers. However, I don't know their names. The only time I had seen them was in the studio sessions, and their back was towards us, so we never saw their faces. The lawyer said, okay, I'm sorry. Do you know how many engineers that the defendant have that you know of? Azriel said, it was 2, and they were Caucasian, so I do know that is one of them. The lawyer said, okay, but you don't know his name. Azriel said, yes, I don't know his name. The lawyer said, the government offers 49. The judge said, objection. Canick said, oh. The judge said, any objection? Mr. Canick said, yes. You just justified that you never saw his face. The judge said, do you want to voir dire this witness? Canick said, yes, Your Honor. The court said, okay, voir dire examination by Mr. Canick. The lawyer said, you just testified that you never saw the face of the engineers. Am I correct? Azriel said, I was not allowed to look at men. Yes. The lawyer said, that's not my question. My question is that you just testified and told the jury that you never saw their faces. Am I correct? Azriel said, I would see the side views. Yes. The lawyer said, and you testified and told the jury a short while ago that the only thing that you could see were their backs. Am I correct? Azriel said, there were times where they would bring the defendant coffee so I could see their face, their face just very briefly. The lawyer said, so what you told the jury a short while ago, the judge says, do you want to voir dire on whether she recognizes him? Let's not do cross right now. Mr. Canick said, I'm anxious. Azriel said, I know that. If you're asking me, do I know this? If I know this, I do. Mr. Canick said, that's no question. The judge said, just let him put a question to you. Canick said, you testified that you don't know the names of the individuals. Azriel said, I do not. Canick said, and you testified that your recognition of this person. Azriel said, well, sorry, I actually do know the names of them. I just said it, Ian and Abel. The judge said, do you know which one is Ian and which one is Abel? Azriel said, no, that I do not know. Mr. Cannon said, objection, Judge. The court said, are you still objecting? Cannon said, yes. The judge said, I just want to make sure that I understand. Do you recognize this person? Azriel said, yes, I do. The judge said, and how do you recognize the person? Azriel said, because he would bring the defendant coffee. However, if I saw him, then it was a very quick glimpse. I was not, because I was trying not to look at him. Or I was trying to look at him. The judge says, okay, but the question is this one of the people that you saw? Azriel said, yes, it is. I believe this is Cannon. Oh, no, the judge said, at the defendant's recording studio? Azriel said, yes, it is. The judge says, do you have any further questions regarding this exhibit? The government says, just that we offer it. No, Your Honor. The judge said, over the defendant objection, it's admitted. Ms. Geddes says, may we publish? The judge says, yes. Ms. Geddes says, I am now showing the witness only what's marked for identification as Government Exhibit 50. Direct examination continued. Ms. Geddes says, do you recognize Government Exhibit 50? Hey, y'all, if you could please be so kind as to hit the like button when you come in. I got 108 in here and only 84 likes. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button as you come in. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Azriel said, yes, I do. The lawyer said, what is that? Azriel said, that is one of his engineers. The lawyer said, and again, do you have an opportunity, or did you have an opportunity to see this particular person? Azriel said, yes, I did. The lawyer said, and where did you see this person? Azriel said, usually in the control room. The lawyer said, and when you say control room, what are you referring to? Azriel said, the studio. The lawyer said, and is that where the defendant's engineers worked? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, and do you know this individual's name? Azriel said, I do not know him by their names. They would usually work together side by side, so he would say Ian or Abel. Mr. Cannon said, objection! This is not response. The court said, overruled. Cannon said, she doesn't know his name. The judge said, overruled. Please continue. Azriel said, they worked together. So usually they would do like 16 hours. And so whether he called them Ian or Abel, I don't know the difference between the two. But I was able to see them. Ms. Geddes said, the government offers Government Exhibit 50. Mr. Cannon said, same objection, Your Honor. The judge said, overruled. Then the judge said, Mr. Cannon, I know I sound like a broken record. I can't hear you. If you don't turn on your microphone, please. Thanks. The government said, may I publish? Thank you. What, if anything, negative did the defendant say about your parents? Azriel said, he would say that they were basically worthless and that we did not mean anything to them. The lawyer said, and when you say he would say that we were worthless, hold on. That we were worthless to them, who is them is in that sentence? Azriel said, me and the other girls. The lawyer said, okay, and who did the defendant say you were worthless to? Azriel said, he would say it to us. The lawyer said, but who was he saying believed that you were worthless? Azriel said, our parents. The lawyer said, what else did the defendant say negative about your parents? Azriel said, he would basically say that they had sold us to him and that they that they had basically given us to him, and that they did not care for us, and that we were in a better situation with him. Okay, so this right here, we need to stop hearing the narrative that Azriel went on the stand and said from her own mind, her own brain, her own opinion, her own thoughts, that her parents sold her to them. She did not say that. She said that he made, or he told them that the parents did that. Now you have to understand that earlier in the testimony, she said that he would say negative things about their parents, and if they did not get mad enough at what he was saying about their parents, meaning mad at the parents, not what he was saying, then they would say he was not loyal. Okay? We on the same page. Let's move on. The lawyer said, when you said that the defendant said that your parents had sold you to him, what did he say? What did he say about that? How did he explain that? Azriel said, he had confided in me that the previous manager under the name of Mace had given my parents a few bricks and in return for me. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. Then the lawyer said, and when you say bricks, what are you referring to? Azriel said, narcotics. Really? Really? Then the lawyer said, and you provided this information? And who provided this information to you? Azriel said, the defendant. Then the lawyer said, do you remember approximately when the defendant said that to you? Azriel said, this was years later, around the time when the majority of the things had come out about cults and multiple women. The lawyer said, it's fair to say that there were several years after you had been staying with the defendant. Azriel said, yes. Ms. Geddes said, I'm showing the defendant only what's been marked for identification on Government Exhibit 68. The lawyer says, do you recognize the individual shown in Government Exhibit 68? Azriel said, yes, I do. The lawyer said, who is that? Azriel said, this is Nephew. The lawyer said, and when did you first meet Nephew, or did you meet Nephew? Azriel said, yes, I did. The lawyer said, when did you first meet him? Azriel said, I do not recall initially when I first met him. The lawyer said, who introduced Nephew to you? Azriel said, the defendant. The government offers, Government Exhibit 68. The judge said, any objection? Koenig said, no objection. The court said, okay, that's in evidence. Ms. Geddes said, may I publish? The court said, yes. The lawyer said, now, you said that you knew this individual shown in Government Exhibit 68 as Nephew, who referred to this person as Nephew. Azriel said, the defendant. The lawyer said, without saying it, do you know this individual? Is that a real name, Nephew? Azriel said, no, that's just what the defendant called him. The lawyer said, do you know this individual's name? Azriel said, I do not know. The lawyer said, and other than Nephew, do you know any other names for him? Azriel said, no, that's the only name that the defendant would call him. Yeah, y'all. Oh, yeah. And y'all, R. Kelly supporters allowed to be in here. They can say free Kelly. That's cool. Don't block them. Gigi cool. Me and Gigi went at it yesterday, but she good people, y'all. They let them have their thing. As long as they're not being disrespectful, let them ride. Everybody want to hear this information. Okay? Do not block anybody unless they are in here being disrespectful. Saying free R. Kelly is not disrespectful. So y'all, please, let's let them chill. Philly, Witherson, the lawyer right here. This is the government. This is Miss Geddes. Miss Geddes is speaking right now. Okay. All right. Here we go. The lawyer said, "Do you remember?" This is Geddes who said, "Do you remember what led to your meet? The defendant introducing you to Nephew?" Azriel said he had been expressing someone that he wanted to meet under the name Nephew. However, the first time that I do recall being with him was a punishment. What? The lawyer said, before you describe what the punishment is, do you remember what led to that punishment? Azriel said, yes, I had been pairing off. Which was one of his rules that I had broken. The lawyer said, and when you say pairing off, what do you mean by that? Azriel said, meaning that even though me and the other girls all lived together and spent a majority of time together, there were specific things that even we cannot talk about together. Like, unless it was like things that he would consider innocent, like hair, nails, and TV shows. If there was anything outside of that, we would get in trouble for discussing it. The lawyer said, so for example, what would be the type of thing that you understood that you are not supposed to discuss with other women living with the defendant? Azriel said, anything about my family, anything about my previous life before I had met him, or anything that I was doing beforehand, and also like our personal relationship. The lawyer said, and when you say our personal relationship, whose relationship are you referring to? Azriel said, me and the defendant. The lawyer said, so you said that you had been pairing off. How did the defendant learn that you had in fact been pairing off, to use your word? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, how did the defendant learn about that? Azriel said, because I have told him. The lawyer said, what led you to tell the defendant about that? Azriel said, I recall that we were at a hotel and he was with his assistant, Diana. I believe that's Diana Copeland. I could be wrong. I think so, though. And he had been boasting to her and, telling her how happy I made him. And I made him, I felt very guilty knowing that I had paired all prior to him coming, telling me to come down to the pool. The lawyer said, and you said come down to the pool. Where were you? Azriel said, we were at a hotel. The lawyer said, and were you at the pool area of that hotel? Azriel said, yes, he was sitting like at the cabana. The lawyer said, who else was with him? Azriel said, Diana. The lawyer said, what happened when you went down to the pool area? Azriel said, he had expressed to Diana like his affection for me and how he basically wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. The lawyer said, what did you do? Azriel said, I was happy, but I felt guilty inside. The lawyer said, so what, if anything, did you tell the defendant? Azriel said, I just went along with what he said, but afterwards he did tell me to go back up. The lawyer said, to go back up where? Azriel said, to my hotel room. The lawyer said, what happened? Azriel said, when I get back to my hotel room, I did tell him that there was something I had been keeping from him. And when I told him, he immediately told me to go back to the tour bus. The lawyer said, and where was the tour bus parked? Azriel said, it was outside of the hotel. Hey, y'all, if you could do me a favor, thank you, everybody that's in the chat. I know everybody wants to hear this stuff, but if y'all could please help me out, At least get me to 100 likes. Can I get 5 more likes? Just 5 more likes out of 123, y'all. Just 5 more. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Boom, 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 boom. So she told him to go back to the tour bus. Then the lawyer said, and when you said he told you to get your stuff. Hold on. Okay. She said, I believe I told him along the lines of that I had been pairing off and that I had been speaking of things with Joy and Neek. Hold on. I missed something. I'm going back, y'all. The question was, and where was the tour bus parked? Azriel said it was parked on the outside the hotel. Then the lawyer said, now when you were in the hotel room and you told the defendant there was something you had been keeping from him, did you tell him what it was that you had been keeping from him? Azriel said, I believe I told him along the lines of that I had been pairing off and that I had been speaking of things with Joy and Neek that I shouldn't have, and before I got the chance to go any further, he just told me to get my stuff and go back to the tour bus. Then the lawyer said that when you said he told you to get your stuff, what did you understand the defendant wanted you to do? Azriel said, like, basically, I wasn't going to be as a punishment. I was going to be allowed to stay in the hotel. Then the lawyer said, so were you packing all your belongings? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, where was the tour bus parked at the time? Azriel said, the tour bus was usually parked on the side of the back of the hotels. The lawyer said, did you in fact then go to the tour bus? Azriel said, I did, yes. Then the lawyer said, who, if anyone else, was on the tour bus when you got back there? Azriel said, me, Joy, and Neek. Then the lawyer said, and again, just to be clear, Joy and Neek, were those the women living with the defendant at the time? Azriel said, yes, they were. Then the lawyer said, what happened when you got back to the tour bus? Azriel said he basically had said that he already knew exactly what we had did, and for us to puke. Let me read that again. He basically had said that he already knew exactly what we had did, and for us to puke, which we all did. The lawyer said, and what do you mean by for us to puke? Azriel said, usually when he said that, we knew that we would have to be honest and not leave out any little detail. Okay. Then the lawyer said, and what is it that you were being honest? Were you then in fact honest with the defendant? Azriel said, yes, we were. Then the lawyer said, what was it that you were being honest with the defendant about? Azriel said, basically we had a conversation and we had discussed our personal relationships with him, basically like making each other upset. All of us had basically said, oh, I'm closer to him because of X, Y, Z. And I'm closer to him because we do this or we do that. And that's not something that we were ever supposed to share with one another. What we did personally with the defendant. So, wow. Talking about self-esteem, talking about making them all jealous of each other and okay. Then the lawyer said, and when you say we, who again? Who are we referring to? She said, me, Joy, and Neek. The lawyer said, now you said that the defendant told you to sort of tell him everything. Azriel said, uh-huh. Then the lawyer said, and you used the word puke. Did each of you, did you each then do that? Azriel said, yes, we did. The lawyer said, what happened after that? Azriel said, afterwards, he told all of us to go to the back of the bed and to take off all of our clothes, and he began to chastise us. Wow. Then the lawyer said, and you said he told you to go to the back of the bed? Where was the back of the bed? And were you still on the tour bus? Azriel said, uh-huh. The lawyer said, where was the bed? Azriel said, the bed was all the way in the back of the tour bus, and he made all of us lay down naked, side by side. Y'all listening to this? He made all of them lay down naked, side by side. The lawyer said, you, Joy, and Neek? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, what happened? Azriel said, he then began to hit all of us about 15 times. The lawyer said, what did he do? What did he use to hit you? He hit each of you? Azriel said, he used an open palm. Azriel said, and where on your body did he hit you? Azriel said, he hit us on our butt and our legs. The lawyer said, when you say he hit you 15 times, do you mean that each of you, that he hit each of you 15 times? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, what happened after that? Azriel said, after that, he then separated us and he continued to hit me more. The lawyer said, how did he separate you? Azriel said, he told Joy to go to the front of the bus, told Neek to go to the bunk bedroom, and I stayed in the back, and he continued to hit me more. The lawyer said, was there a separate room on the bus with bunk beds? Azriel said, yes, there's 2 doors. So when you first walk into the tour bus, it's like a living and kitchen area. And then there's a middle room. That was where the bunk beds that were usually for like if you were traveling with multiple guests, and beyond that door is a master bedroom that no one was allowed in. The lawyer said, and which of those rooms were you in? Azriel said, the master, all the way in the back. The lawyer said, and is that where he, the defendant, had initially hit each you, Joy, and Neek? Azriel said, yes. Then the lawyer said, and when the defendant was hitting you after he separated you from Joy and Neek, how was he hitting you? Azriel said, he was just hitting me all over because he was frustrated. He said that I was the closest to him. Candace said, objection! The lawyer said, overruled. The lawyer said, what did he say? Azriel said, he said that I was the closest to him and I should have known better. The lawyer said, and what was he using to hit you then? Azriel said, just the open palm, just slapping me and hitting me all over. The lawyer said, what happened after that? Azriel said, then he said that I would have to make up for it and that he was going to think of a punishment, and he left off the bus. The lawyer said, who used the term punishment? Azriel said, the defendant. Then the lawyer said, did you eventually learn what the punishment was? Azriel said, yes, I did. The lawyer said, when did you learn? Azriel said, he told me that I would. He came back on the tour bus and said that I would be meeting with somebody by the name of Nephew. Here we go. Then the lawyer said, and was that the individual shown in Government Exhibit 68? Azriel said, yes, it was. The lawyer said, where, if anywhere, did the defendant tell you to go? Azriel said, he told me to get my things together, and he gave me the key to our room, and he told me to go up to the room and freshen up and put on something skimpy and let him know when I was ready. The lawyer said, what did you say? Oh, no. The lawyer said, what did you do? Azriel said, I did exactly what I was told. The lawyer said, now at the time when you were carrying out what the defendant told you to do, what, if anything, had the defendant told you about Nephew? Azriel said he had mentioned Nephew a few times, and he had expressed to me that Nephew was a person that he had been grooming also since he was young. Really? The lawyer said, do you remember the words that the defendant used? Azriel said, yes. He said that he had been grooming Nephew since he was young like me. The lawyer said, what happened next? Azriel said, I then went up to the hotel room and I had freshened up and put on something skimpy, and the defendant knocked the same knock that he usually does. I opened the door and I then went into the master bedroom, which had a door, and he stayed in the living room area. And then in about 15 minutes, he came into the master bedroom and told me that Nephew will be coming in here and to basically be into it just like I am with him, and to be into it and not to act any type of way. The lawyer said, now you said that the defendant knocked on the door the way he did. What did you mean by that? Azriel said the defendant had a specific knock, and that's how we knew it was him every time. So we knew to open the door. The lawyer said, what was the knock? Azriel indicated the knock. Azriel said, when you answered. The judge said, do you want to describe that for the record? The government said, I can try. Let the record reflect that the witness just did a knock of 4 separate knocks in a little bit of a rhythm. Like, is that correct? Azriel said, yes. The judge said, I think it was 6. Do you want to do that again? Azriel said 5. So, or Ms. Geddes said, let the record reflect that there was approximately 5 knocks. Is that right? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, was anyone with the defendant when he first entered the room? Azriel said, anytime we open the door, we know to stand behind it, so just in case he is with people, they can't see us. So I wouldn't be seen. The lawyer said, okay, so when you opened the door, did you see anybody else? Azriel said, no. The lawyer said, did you in fact go to the bedroom as the defendant directed? Azriel said, yes, I did. The lawyer said, what happened after that? Azriel said he did. He then came in with an iPad and he told me to get into it. That this was my punishment. And shortly after, Nephew had followed behind him naked. The lawyer said, and when you said that the defendant told you to get into it, what did he mean by that? Azriel said, meaning like not to embarrass him. The lawyer said, not to embarrass who? Azriel said, the defendant. The lawyer said, what did you understand that the defendant wanted you to do with Nephew? Azriel said, he wanted me to please Nephew the same way that I would please him. Azriel said, and how did he want you to please Nephew? Azriel said, by basically being into it and giving him like oral sex and vaginal penetration. Azriel said, what happened? Did Nephew then come into the room? Azriel said, uh-huh. The lawyer said, and what happened? The lawyer said, and what happened? You said he was naked? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, where was the defendant when Nephew came into the room? Azriel said he was already in the room and he was also naked and he had his iPad in his hand and then he had propped it up and he had begun to instruct both me and Nephew on what to do. Oh, wow. This is crazy. All right, this is still the direct examination. So, Ms. Geddes said, and what, if anything, did you notice about the iPad? Azriel said, it was recording. The lawyer said, what did the defendant instruct you and Nephew to do? Azriel said, he had instructed us exactly. He had basically talked us through every single thing to do. So if he wanted me to give Nephew oral sex, he would say that. And if he wanted Nephew to give me oral sex, he would say that. And the lawyer said, and by oral sex, do you mean that he wanted your mouth on Nephew's penis? Is that correct? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, and when he wanted Nephew to give you oral sex, do you mean that he wanted Nephew's mouth on your vagina? Azriel said, yes. Then the lawyer said, did both of those things happen between you and Nephew? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, and did you want to have sexual contact with Nephew? Azriel said, never. Azriel said, the lawyer said, why did you? Azriel said, it was a punishment. The lawyer said, what did you think would happen if you did not have sex with Nephew or have sexual activity with Nephew at the defendant's discretion? Azriel said, I will probably be left somewhere for a long time. Candace said, objection! The court said, sustained. The lawyer said, was that the only time that you saw Nephew? Azriel said, no. There were a few occasions that the defendant had made us get intimate. The lawyer said, and when you say there were a few occasions that the defendant had made you be intimate, who are you referring to? Azriel said, me and Nephew. The lawyer said, and when you say that there were occasions the defendant made you be intimate, who are you referring to? She said, me and Nephew. Then the lawyer said, and by intimate, do you mean that you had to, at the defendant's direction, sexual contact with Nephew? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, do you recall the time where you had sexual contact with Nephew at the defendant's direction in the presence of somebody else, or when somebody else was around beside the defendant? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, what happened? Azriel said, there was an encounter once where the defendant had told me after he had come that he had been going back and forth from room to room having vaginal penetration between me and Joy with Nephew. The lawyer said, and do you remember where that took place? Azriel said, I do not remember specifically where that took place. It was either at the studio or at the Trump. Damn, this stuff was going on at the Trump. Azriel said, were both of those places in Chicago? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, when you say the Trump, where are you referring to? Azriel said, I stayed in the master room and Joy stayed in the rocking chair room. The lawyer said, and I'm sorry, is the trunk a resident? Azriel said, yes. The lawyer said, and is that a building where the defendant lived for a period of time? Azriel said, yes. Then the lawyer said, and did you also live with the defendant there? Azriel said, yes, I did. Then the lawyer said, and you stated that the defendant told you what happened after the fact. Is that correct? Azriel said, yes. Then the lawyer said, when that happened, did you know that Joy was in the, whether it was the studio or the trunk at the time with you? Azriel said, no, he just was coming into the room every 10 minutes. The lawyer said, and who was it? Who has come into the room every 10 minutes? Azriel said, the defendant and nephew. The lawyer said, what would happen when the defendant and nephew came into the room? Azriel said, we would have intercourse. Azriel said, who would have intercourse? Azriel said, all three of us. They was like sex slaves, man. The lawyer said, and again, did you want to be having intercourse with nephew? Azriel said, no, I did not. The lawyer said, and again, why did you have intercourse with nephew? Azriel said, because it was a punishment. The lawyer said, based on your prior experience with the defendant, what, if anything, did you think would happen if you didn't have intercourse with nephew at the defendant's discretion? Azriel said, I would. Cannick said, objection. The court said, I'll sustain it as to form. The question is, why did you do it if you didn't want to do it? Azriel said, because I would have gotten chastised regardless, so it wouldn't have made a difference. The lawyer said, and you testified about 2 different times when you had sexual intercourse or sexual contact with nephew at the defendant's discretion. Were there other times at all? Azriel said, oh yes. The lawyer said, you testified yesterday that there was a time when you were living with the defendant and multiple women over time. Did some of those women leave the defendant? Azriel said, yes, they did. The lawyer said, any as of July of 2019, who, if any, was still spending time with the defendant? Azriel said, I don't necessarily recall the exact time of when everyone left. However, in 2019, I believe it may have been just me, Joy, Meek, who have possibly left by then. The lawyer said, was there a time when Meek did in fact leave the defendant? Azriel said, yes, there was. The lawyer said, and the defendant and the individual you testified earlier yesterday about who you called V, did she leave the defendant? Azriel said, yes, she did. The lawyer said, and Juice, did she too leave the defendant? Azriel said, yes, she did. The lawyer said, over the course of time, the 5 years that you spent with the defendant, did the defendant continue to chastise you? Azriel said, yes, he did. The lawyer said, I'm going to show the witness what's been marked for identification as government's exhibit 457, 458, 459, and 460. May I approach, Your Honor? She says, yes. And then she says, do you recognize the exhibits I have shown you? 457. WhitneyD, I am stopping at 1052. So if you go to 1052, you can start reading from the top of that page. So y'all, we're going to talk just a little bit before WhitneyD comes on. She will be coming on in about 10 minutes. I can only imagine what y'all got here in the chat. I don't see how anyone cannot say that this dude is literally a monster. Like, you just passing women around like they here. Go have sex with him. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and ping pong. Let's have threesomes back and forth with both of these women. Get over there and lay down. Get naked. Lay beside each other. So when these parents were saying that it was a sex cult, and these parents were saying that they were suffering from Stockholm Syndrome, when these parents were saying that these girls were brainwashed, when his assistant, Anthony Navarro, said when he went inside of the gate, it was like a Twilight Zone. Now do y'all believe him? Now the defense is about to have their opportunity to cross-examine Azriel. And that is the part of this testimony that y'all are so excited about and y'all can't wait for us to read. So guess what? I believe it's going to run into WhitneyD's time where she's going to read it. But so far, it looks like these girls were sex slaves. They were brainwashed. And then you wonder, people said when Azriel got out, oh my God, I never seen a witness, a victim act like that. And she dancing, and she showing her titties, and she twerking, and she in the pool, and she got on a swim. Well, what the hell you expect the girl to do? The girl has been a sex slave for years. Getting passed around back and forth from different men. And y'all expect us to believe that this stuff is not true? Because R. Kelly said so? Y'all always talked about let him have his day in court. Well, guess what? He has his day in court right now. And all is coming out. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, I know y'all listen to me, so it's 8 minutes. WhitneyD is coming on right after this. Go over to WhitneyD TV's channel. If somebody would please put WhitneyD's link in the chat if you have it. Please put WhitneyD's, put her link in the chat if you have it. Oh, this is sad. This is some sad stuff. But if somebody got WhitneyD TV's link, please put it in the chat for me. She is going live in about 7 minutes. After she goes live, my sister Diva the Divine Light has a live scheduled for 11:45. If you will please go over there to her channel, and she will be reading the transcripts also. WhitneyD, if you would please, I know you will, just make sure you put in the description where you stopped at, just so you know from me. Thank y'all. Thank you very much. Okay, there it is, y'all. WhitneyD's link is in the chat. It's right here. You will please click on her link. Go to her channel next. She will be going live to continue where I left off. So y'all are going to get continuous reading. So y'all will know exactly. Y'all ain't missing no steps. It is on. But after WhitneyD, my sister Diva, the Divine Light, will be going on. Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome. We putting in overtime today. I told y'all, although we was reading day one, I told y'all when these come in, I told y'all I was going to hop on and do it. I talked to my sisters. I offered them, I said, hey, if y'all want to go first, you can. They said, no, it don't matter. WhitneyD said, I'm going to go at 8:30, go ahead and jump on, and then people can come to mine. So I said, okay. And then my sister Diva, you know, she is going to be coming on after that, okay? So listen, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. Oh, okay, hold on. Diva said, hold on. So Diva said, I'm going after Whitney, guys, 11:30 on my channel. Diva, can you post your link in the channel also, please? Diva the Divine Light. Go to her channel after WhitneyD. So she'll be going on at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time instead of 11:45. So please, and the beautiful thing about this, y'all, is we all got our own styles. We all got do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Toon. Appreciate that, bro. Y'all support my sister. Subscribe to Diva Divine Light's channel if you haven't yet. Subscribe, like, and share her channel. Y'all, please share this stuff. Share this stuff. Share these channels on your Facebooks, your Twitters, and everywhere. Please like, share, and subscribe on WhitneyD. And if you have not liked this channel or you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. Push the notification bell so you get all my notifications. So whenever I go live, y'all will be able to click on it because we want to keep this thing, you know what I'm saying? So y'all don't miss nothing. We trying to keep it so y'all don't miss. If you didn't get a notification of this, all you gotta do is unsubscribe and then resubscribe, and then you should be able to get it. Okay? Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome. Y'all are welcome. It's our honor to do this for y'all. It is our honor to do this for y'all. Y'all have been waiting patiently for this time, and it is now here. Okay, I don't want to run over into Diva Divine's time. Okay, here's Diva. Here's Diva's link right here, y'all. Please make sure y'all go to her channel and subscribe to her channel and go on there. She gonna bring it hard like she always do. WhitneyD about to drop it like she always do. And that's what it is, y'all. All right, you want people to be respectful, so should you. How about that? All right. All right, all right. Okay, y'all, let's get out of here. Let's go over to Diva, the Divine. Yeah, and if you want to, hit the doggone Cash App, man. This is, look, we doing our thing over here. We doing our thing. If you want to hit the Cash App, show a brother some love. You're more than welcome to do that. If not, if you saying, Atlas, I ain't giving you no money. I ain't giving you no, that's fine. Don't give me nothing. Just hit the like button. I'll appreciate that. Okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Diva said, okay, 11:30 tonight on my channel. That's her channel. Y'all make sure y'all go there. And, all right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you very much. I will holla at y'all later. Go over to WhitneyD TV channel right now. Peace.
Bye.